What's going on, YouTube? So today we have probably the most difficult color, in my opinion, that a painter has to deal with. And that, of course, is 1G3 by Toyota. Now, this is a hood off RAV4. Had some damage in the front here. We have to put our sealer on, put our color on, blend it out without affecting the match to the fenders and without having any inconsistencies in the metallic. Now, some jobs, just so many things could go wrong, or there's so much for you to constantly have to keep in the back of your mind, that the best thing you can do is just break out every trick in the book that you know to make sure this job is going to come out with no problems. Now, the very first thing we want to make sure, of course, is we keep our sealer tight. So I'm going to just go around it like this, and then the inside. And what I also did was I actually over reduced my sealer just to make that edge around it a little easier to deal with. One of the first things we have to worry about is the edge of our sealer. So to handle that, what I'll do is spray some of my water cleaner. I'll take my 3000 grit Trizac and I'll just go over our edge and the surrounding area for overspray. Because any consistencies in the texture of our finish right now is gonna affect how our color lays. And being that it's a hood, if there are any inconsistencies at all, they're gonna be highlighted as soon as this car hits the sun. Now after this, I'll dry it off and then I'll tack rag the whole thing and we'll start laying our color. Okay, now being that we don't have much room between the edge of our repair and the fender on either side, what I decided to do was reduce our color slightly less than I should for my first coat, just to gain coverage as fast as possible and minimize the amount of color that's going outside of my repair area through overspray. So right now, all we want is coverage and keeping it tight. So I'm doing the same thing I did with my sealer. That's it. We'll let this flash off. We'll see if we have coverage, and then we can move on to our next step, which is an extremely important step. For those of you who are wondering what makes this color so difficult, there's two things. One, it's an extremely high coarse metallic color, which is always a pain in the butt, because if the surface you're painting is not perfect, everything's going to stand out because the metallics are going to reflect differently. And two, there just never seems to be a good variant, meaning a good match for this color. I had 6 options. None of them looked good. So I went with the best one and I tinted it a little bit. And now I have a color that's close enough for my bumper and good enough for my blend. All right, I had to put another wet coat on, but now that we achieved coverage, what I'm gonna do is I'm taking 1000 grit on a soft block. I love this block, by the way. It's by 3M. So I have 1000 grit. What I'm gonna do is just go ahead and sand all around my edges. The same way I did with my sealer, I'm gonna do that with my coverage coat on my base. So I'll just go around my edges and the surrounding areas, probably about 3 or 4 inches out, just to get all that dry overspray. You're also gonna wanna tack rag after this, because there is gonna be dry overspray spread around the whole hood from your coverage coats, and that will also affect the finish, so we definitely don't wanna leave that on there. All right, I'll go ahead, tack this whole hood, and then show you guys the next step. Now, once you have all that sanded down and tack ragged, the number one thing you're not gonna wanna do is go straight back into your color. Now, there are plenty of colors that you can sand with 1000 grit and go right back and put color on top of it and not have any issues. There are even some metallic colors like that too, but 1G3 is not one of them. However, the other parts I'm painting this round are, so I'm gonna show you guys that. So this is like an ocean blue. It has some silver in it. You can see I had to sand some stuff down on this panel. And if I just throw my color right on top of that, I'm not gonna have any issues. So I'll let that flash off and then I'll show you guys how it looks. So what you're gonna wanna do before you go back into color is apply a wet bed. Now I'm gonna try to explain this to you guys as best as I can. Hopefully it makes sense. The reason why you wanna do your wet bed before you put more color is because if I throw color on here, I don't know what the hell's going on with this gun right now. Don't mind it. But if I threw color on here on top of these scratches, the metallics would not lay properly, right? So it wouldn't look good. You would see the scratches through the metallics, and then if I put a wet bed on top of that, well, your wet bed is just a clear additive, right? So you're not gonna actually cover those metallics. You will fill in the scratches, right? So the next layer of color that you put on will absolutely not have any issues. But as I mentioned earlier, we're doing a blend, right? And we want to limit how much color we put. So if we put color before our wet bed, that would force us to have to cover all of that color that we just put, which means now we're going to need potentially 2 or 3 more coats. If you wet bed first, now you're only going to need 1, maybe 2 more coats, maybe. Back to our tailgate real quick. That's flashed off, and you can see 1 coat. No sign of anything. Can't do that with 1G3. All right, our wet bed is almost flashed off. I usually like to get my next coat on there before it completely flashes off. Now, the way I'm gonna do this is, I know the edge of our repair area was about here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put our drop coat on from front to back, from the edge of our repair area on either side, just like that, right? Now what I'll do is I'll blend it side to side. So I'll do it just like this. I'll start with the gun pointed away, end with it pointed away, just like that. And I'll do that across our entire repair area. Now, the reason why I put my color from front to back is because when you're doing a blend, there's no sense in having to worry about a blend in 1, 2, 3 directions if there's nothing for me to match in the back of the hood. So if I just take my color to the back of the hood, that's one less area I have to worry about. Now we'll give this a few minutes to flash off. We'll turn the lights off and we'll see how it looks. Okay, everything looks pretty good, but there were a couple areas that I was concerned with that I doubt the camera's gonna pick up. So what I did was I added some of that clear additive that I used for my wet bed. I had a little left over. I added that in my color. Essentially what that's gonna do is make my color just a little bit thicker. This way it can fill in any inconsistencies that are on the panel. The way I'm gonna apply this coat is diagonally. So I'll start from the middle of the hood. I'll work my way out, and then I'll do the same thing here. I'm going this way because I don't want color here. And I'm bringing it to the back of the hood. So I did an X pattern on one side, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. This way, the majority of my material is going where I need it when I apply it in that fashion. Okay, we're back in the booth. Got the lights off, spotlight out. Now this sucks because the camera really doesn't pick this up. Let me try zooming in. Yeah, the camera really doesn't pick this up too well. But basically I'm just looking for any isolated scratches or inconsistencies in the way this metallic is reflecting off the light. Everything looks good to me, so we're ready for clear. Okay, so today we're shooting Lumibase 2000, which is our 4-to-1. I'm right at about 2 bar pressure, and I have everything full open. right, here's our finished product. You can see there is no sign of our blend anywhere. No sign of modeling or anything like that. And everything came out beautiful. Some jobs you just really got to do everything you know how to do to make sure you don't have any problems. Now there is a bunch of like rock chips and little dents and stuff like that, but the repair was in the front of the hood. So obviously we're not going to take care of those things because we're not getting paid to take care of those things. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, peace.